All right. Well, hello, everybody, and happy Friday. It's Friday with the Founders. My name is E.R. Wolf. I'm joined by Guy Toole, my partner. We're here with Elify, and this is your opportunity to connect with Elify directly and get your questions answered, talk tips, tricks, successes, and all of those great things. So we're excited that you have taken an opportunity to join us today, and we want to make sure we immerse ourselves and talk through everything. So just to kick things off like we do every week, I want to take an opportunity to go through a quick overview of Elify's affiliate program. Obviously, everybody on this call is an Elify affiliate, and we want to make sure you guys are seeing the most success that you can. So I'm going to share my screen. Many of you have seen this screen before, so we're not going to spend a ton of time on it. The process is very simple, and as many of you have seen before, affiliate marketing is very simple. The concept, you have a link. It is your referral link. There are multiple links that have your referral ID tied to them. And when people come in through those web links, they're basically being referred by you. If they make a purchase, you get credit for them making that purchase. So we've made it very simple. You join as an affiliate. Many of you have already done that. You promote, shuffle, and Elify, and you start earning when somebody comes in using your link. So what do you earn? Let's talk about that affiliate structure really quick. You're going to earn 10% on everybody you directly refer. You're going to earn 8%, some leverage here on anybody those people refer for a full 6 degrees of separation. And then we've added these direct referral bonus milestones to offer you more leverage on what you can earn. So if you've directly referred 10, 20, 30, or 40 active direct referrals, you'll actually turn on a 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th level direct referral bonus of 1%. We'll quickly look at what that looks like graphically. I know I learn visually a lot better than just reading through stuff. Here is you, the affiliate. Everybody you directly refer, you're going to earn 10% on. Again, these are residual earnings, so you do the work once, you earn over and over again. On network referrals, that's levels 2 through 6. So anything that comes in from your referral and sort of waterfalls down, you're going to earn 8% on. And then obviously, if you unlock the active direct referrals, refer 10 active directs, you unlock 7, 28, 39, and 40, 10, all at 1%. So guys, in less than 5 minutes here, we've overviewed the affiliate program. It should be pretty clear to everybody, very simple. There's no extra things to achieve or ranks or qualifications. A sale gets made, we look at where it falls, and whoever is due commission gets commission. We've added a commission calculator here to help you guys estimate what your potential earnings could be. We want to be clear that everybody should factor in things like the number of referrals per month, how much retention their network is keeping, how much duplication they're driving, what the average ticket price is of those referrals, and obviously time here. This is not get rich quick, everybody, but this is build passive residual income over time. And anybody who's on this call who's been with us for a while and cashed out can speak specifically to that. This is building passive residual income over time. And our goal with Friday with the Founders is to help everybody on this call maximize their success. It's all about you here at Elify. We want to help you elevate your business and simplify your life. So, Guy, with that being said, let's go on ahead and talk about some of the next stuff that we're working on. Open this up for any questions that people might have. Really roundtable this out as our Friday with the Founders.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you, everyone, for jumping on with us. We know it's a smaller group. Sometimes it can be larger. Just depends on how much marketing gets put out for each Friday with Founders, each event. But we're excited about today from the aspect of, you all know that we announced these last few weeks that there's going to be a live event in Dallas, Texas, October 1st and 2nd. Ticket prices went on sale starting last Friday. They are only offered to Elify, the Elify Nation, Elify Network until today. So for the last week, they've only been offered to Elify. Then they're going to be offered to the general public and a few other groups that are in communication and in the works with this event. There is going to be limited seating. So I would say if you're on the fence, figure out which side you want to be on. And if you can purchase your ticket, get it today, because there is those discounts available for you through the end of today. We'll talk about at that event. There's going to be so much, and it's about business, and it's about your personal life, and advancing everything that you would hope to advance to get to where you want to be. We'll be offering new offerings, product line extensions, essentially from Elify. I know we've been talking about Tap by by Elify, the tap cards. Some of you that were on Kathy's Tuesday training actually got to see her hold hers up. She has the promo or the demo version of it, and she utilized it yesterday, and it was flawless. Everyone is looking to purchase those up. Tap by Elify is going to be a product line extension. We're working on another element called Shuffle Lite. Think business cards. And that's it. No contacts, no tracking, nothing of that sort. People just want business cards. They want QR code. They want to be able to share it. That's going to be an additional offering. We've been working on our ambassador program. Extremely excited about that. Been putting a lot of legwork into what that ambassador program is going to look like. I think it's going to be of huge value to people who want to lean in on that. It's a step up from the affiliate. Affiliates will be able to earn on everything ambassador-wise, but ambassadors will be able to offer additional things that affiliates cannot by themselves. And then Mindset of a Champion will be offered through as a product line extension as well. We've been blessed with Michael and Edwin giving us some high-level trainings on Wednesday evenings. So make sure you get the opportunity to go back and watch any of those if you haven't had a chance. Those essentially, I could say, have been free from that standpoint, unless you're an affiliate. As an affiliate, you can get access to watch all those. But moving forward, there's going to be a lot more in-depth training. There's a learning management system that's coming along with this. So basically think courses as well, moving forward in business development and growth. So we're excited to be able to offer those. I know a few people keep jumping in, jumping out, and we can discuss more about those offerings the further we get into this if we have any questions. But I know, ER, you have a few other screens available where people can view the information for the event in Dallas, or also grab the link to be able to register. Again, today is the end of the demo or the promo for each and every one of you to get discounted ticket pricing. You're muted here.
All right, let me unmute here. No, I think everybody, if you're on this call and you're on the fence, like Guy said, really take some time to think about what you want to do to take your personal and professional life to the next level. I know, Guy, you and I have invested a lot into ourselves in our personal development and our education and all of these things. And all of those tools have served us so well. And, you know, I look at the bookshelf that I've got over here next to me with just this copious amounts of books that I've just filled my brain up with knowledge. And again, for anybody on this call sitting on the fence, if you learn one thing that you can put and implement into your business, whether that's tied to Elify and Shuffle, or whether it's tied to one of the other speakers we're going to have there, then I would consider that a massive, massive win. And that's really what this is all about. It's about collecting all of this knowledge and information together, getting together, working together, learning together. And then obviously the whole goal of all of this is that the takeaway is we implement what we've learned, and we really work to take our professional and personal lives to the next level. That's really what it is, as I see it with the mindset of the champion. You're just moving forward and leveling up as you go along, and that's going to take learning new skills and applying new skills. And that's something I'd encourage everybody to do. I want to thank Rebecca for putting this slide together, and then I want to pull up two more sheets. We'll get these posted in the social groups as well, on where you can go to learn a little bit more about what's going on at the event, etc. And obviously the link to go and get your tickets. So we've got the VIP tickets, as Guy was talking about. Obviously, this has been only open to our Elify Nation members right now, but we will be opening this up to non-Elify users as well. Again, this is not an Elify specific event, but more Elify as a sponsor, bringing collectively together with Edge Global to really help all small businesses and personal and professionals take their businesses and their lives forward. So we'll get those posted into social. Any questions on any of the stuff that we have coming up? Okay, everybody.
Question, is everyone registered?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys all there. I know we spend a lot of time online and not in person, and this is going to be one of those opportunities. Guy, I loved getting out in Dallas in January at the beginning of this year. I know we're about 6 months through the year, and there's just something about coming together in person. And so I'm really looking forward to October to get together, to meet, to network, to see each other face to face. It's one thing to see each other on the screen. It's another thing to be there in person, talk, communicate, roundtable together, and really help each other. So
really
please,
is.
if you haven't done so yet, register and get your tickets. As Guy said, space will be limited on it.
It's definitely energizing, rejuvenating, especially being sitting behind a computer screen for the last year. I think we really talked about it when we went to Dallas at the beginning of the year, that was the first time we had an opportunity to be together, and we just live, miles down the road from each other. And it just felt better to be in the same proximity, to be able to work together, and just excited for the exact same thing, to be able to come together with a lot more people like-minded and brainstorm about business, give ideas, talk about where Elify is going, where other opportunities are going to be coming. So just excited to be able to do these types of things, and looking forward to October 1st and 2nd.
Absolutely.
ER, if you can share your screen on the tickets again.
Yes.
On where we can get those. And also we can grab the URL from.
I'm going to paste that into the chat here for everybody as well. So here's the ticket page. It's on a shuffle card. Let me paste that into the chat for everybody, and then we'll also get this posted into social so it's available to everybody as well. All that information.
I just want to say one thing. I don't know if it's so much about being on the fence, but about making that commitment, about jumping in, really committing to taking your business and your professional and your personal life to the next level. And this event, it'll do that. And I'm excited. I want to meet everybody, and I can't wait for everyone to make the choice to jump in, because it's going to be great, life-changing information, y'all. Just wanted to throw my 2 cents.
I appreciate that, Rebecca. I can't agree with you more. Okay, again, everybody, I have posted that into the group chat. You'll also see that get posted into the social. You can get on there. You can also share this out to maybe team members that might be on the fence as well. I would love to see you guys come with your teams. It would be great. And again, as Rebecca said, jumping in both feet is going to be a life-changing event. I promise you that. Getting together, getting dialed in, getting focused, getting energized, and then putting everything into action. All right. Going ahead and post that other link as well in there, so everybody has these in the chat. Cool. Guy, you mentioned it earlier. I think this is something that I know is exciting to talk about on Friday with the founders. It's some of the stuff that we're working on. I know you just briefly mentioned it, but I had a chance to speak with Kathy a little bit back and forth as well with the tap card. Again, we're always working on new solutions, advanced solutions, and new features that we can bring in that are going to help each and everybody have another way to share, another way to connect, another way to market, etc., for their business or for the businesses that they're talking to and supporting and helping. And very powerful tool. She's already got it in alpha beta testing right now. We've already been playing around with it, and we're just dialing in and finishing up some last development elements from that. And then that's going to be available. And I think it's going to be a pretty powerful tool from both in-person connections, right? If you meet somebody, you can just sort of go up, and it's almost like having a card you just tap on their phone to share information with, and it just comes up as if you had used a beacon or airdropped it to them, etc. And I think that's going to be very, very powerful. Something else we've talked about from usage side, and I know Kathy, who does the trainings on Tuesday, and I'd recommend you check those out, talked about if you had a booth at a trade show, if you had a place where you could put it on a table at a restaurant, again, the RFID on these cards, you just sort of go up next to it with your phone, and then the messaging shows up directly on the device. So We can think about all these new ways to start leveraging that functionality, and the fact that it dials directly in with the shuffle card is going to be very powerful. And we're really going to streamline, if some of you are on this call are early adopters of our old Wave solution for proximity. One of the big keys here over at Elify is streamlining the process of setting things up and using them. And I think we did an extremely amazing job doing that when Beacon technology was alive and well. And I think we're going to be doing an amazing job doing that as it shifts over to near field communication, or these NFC type cards and proximity based sharing. So it's going to be a pretty powerful thing. And I think one of the ways that a lot of people are going to be experiencing that isn't as much online, but more offline. So that's another thing that excites me about October, is I know well before then, but at that event, we're going to have that solution, and it's going to be fun to be walking around just connecting with people and tapping cards and doing those types of things. So anybody on here have any questions or thoughts or tips or tricks or celebrations, achievements that they want to bring up to the group? Please feel free to raise your hand or unmute and ask your questions. Go ahead. Yep, James, I see you on there. Thanks for joining as always. Go ahead, unmute.
Hey, buddy. Just talk when you said like a trade show or whatever. Are you guys thinking about or doing any type of marketing to where you would actually set up a banner or any of that stuff to where we could just order them?
Great question, James. At this point, we don't have sort of like what I would consider it would fall under the veil of like a swag shop or something like that. But, you know, if you need print materials and things like that, we can definitely put the files together for those. And if you want to go over and have them printed out, maybe you're working a local event and you want to put a booth together. And then,
here we are. Let Rebecca step in, because I believe actually we are looking down the path to be.
I didn't know if we had started talking about that yet, or how far down the path we were. So I didn't want to let the
Funny you should say that. Funny you should say that.
Rebecca, go ahead, unmute and feel free to fill us in on our progress on that.
Absolutely. That's definitely a solution we're working towards to provide for everyone in Elify Nation, is having a place for you to go and order pre-made banners, those virtual backgrounds, having them preset where you can either print them out as flyers, if you still go paper route, putting your QR codes on those big banners, even the smaller ones, the tall ones, all that printing material. My understanding, Mike Ray, correct me if I'm wrong, is we're working towards a partnership with a company that's going to support that. And on top of that, then there's going to be actual swag like hats, shirts, things of that caliber. Michael Ray, do you want to say anything to that?
Yeah, now I'll say it again, unmuted. But yeah, we've got two companies that we're working with right now to try to get to find out what they're, we're just looking for the best deal for them and the most quality that we can get for you guys. So that should be solidified and done well before October, the event. But that should be coming up here before the end of summer, which is probably into August, 1st of September. Thanks for bringing that up, though.
Yeah, James, great question. Again, I'm always hesitant to tell you what we're working on until we're close to pushing it out there, but we've got a lot of things going on in the background, guys. And I'm excited as they come forward to sort of drip those things out. You know, it wasn't until Kathy started showing me her tap card and actually using it that it felt more tangible. And I was like, okay, maybe we can start talking about this more for people. I just don't want to get everybody excited and then have there be a little bit of a delay until you can put those things in your hand. So super excited. I'm sure we'll all have our shirts and hats on fairly soon here. So that's going to be exciting and making it available to everybody. I know that's been a question we've had for a while here. So James, thanks for asking that. Any other questions out there anybody have for us? Tips, tricks, successes? Let us help celebrate with you. Any big achievements? Okay, everybody, your chance to connect with us. Sounds like everybody has things pretty much dialed in. Then let's go through a little bit of housekeeping. Again, if you do have a question, don't be afraid to ask it. Raise your hand or put it in the chat. I'm going to jump back over to our share screen here We talk about this all the time. Let's go through our week at a glance, make sure everybody's on track of what's going on, what you can be doing to be active in your business and drive things forward, etc. Obviously, Monday, we do our sprint planning. We are now at the end of the week. So this is a good reminder when we talk about sprint planning. Did you execute your plan this week? Did you make a plan? And if so, did you execute it? And where could you improve? This is part of that circular process of improvement. Make a plan, execute your plan, review how you did with that plan, and then make the next plan. Take those big goals, chunk them down into weak goals, and let's really dig into where we want to go and what we want to get out of it. And we know if we work our plan, we're going to make forward progress. Hopefully you guys are joining Kathy on Tuesdays for Shuffle Q&A. Again, those who are joining her are actually getting a sneak peek at some of the newer stuff. I know there was show and tell with that tap card on Tuesday's call. Also direct hands-on help, direct specific topic focus, etc. This is a can't miss call. In addition, the Wednesday calls as well with business training with Edge Global. Another thing that can't be missed, we talk about 1, training on how to use the technology, and then 2, personal development and skill set training focused on that trust process. That's really going to be something you can implement in all areas of your life, guys. You're not going to want to miss either of those. And as Guy mentioned early at the beginning of this call, these are things that may not always be available for free for everybody. We are so thankful that we've had the ability to make that available to you guys for free so far, but I know we're going to be launching some Mindset of a Champion more specific training. And Michael Ray, if you want to say anything to that, you're more than welcome to. Was that you chiming in?
Yeah. Well, no, I was that was me, but I just wanted to say I got a lot to say about all that. I mean, you said 2 things there. Number one, at the very beginning of the week, what's your goal? And you said something pretty profound there that people miss. I'm going to plan my week out. I'm going to do something about it. But did you, this is the end of the week. Did you do something this week? What did you do? How did you plan it? You write it down. And are you inspecting what you expect from yourself? 100%. And here's the reality. People aren't doing it. And Mindset of a Champion falls into that. It's that midweek, and you guys, ER and Guy, you guys that have invested that we travel the country, and I mean, we're doing it for right now, we're doing it for nothing. And it's giving you an opportunity to pour into you, make it about you. This event in October that I'm going to be beating it up, talking about it. We've got so many cool people coming in. We've got people that, just coming, the networking piece of it alone that Kathy Inman is the master at it. The people that she has and the things that you guys have sponsored, Edge Global, Life by Design Apparel has sponsored. This event is going to be that launching point for somebody. Whether you're in survival mode right now, trying to just figure it out, or, if you are kind of been successful and we're trying this side hustle and get something new going, some people are just a little bit lost because they're not planning, they're not preparing, they're not thinking, they're not relating, uncovering need, offering real solutions for people to take massive action on. Those things that we're going to be training to is exactly what we iterate on every single week. You guys have set this, what you're talking about right now, the week at a glance, the trainings at Kathy, the nuts and bolts training, everything. I don't care what your real job is. Like, for instance, we have an HVAC company that we do coaching for, several of them, and they get features and benefits on products. Your product training is strong. That's why people lead with product. That's why sometimes you go with Shuffle. You tell them all the great stuff Shuffle does because you know everything because you've been listening to Kathy's training. Well, those people don't want everything. People aren't going to buy from you unless they trust you, number one, but they're going to buy for their reasons, not your reasons. People are going to follow you. You're going to build a team. You're not going to build a business. You're going to build people, and the people are going to build the business. What we're doing in October with the foundational tool that you guys have built as a platform to use, to be able to attract the right people, know when they're coming in, giving them the QR codes, building those web landing pages that people are able, the team pages that you guys are able to do, and bringing in people that know how to build teams in their downline, their direct selling, brick and mortar coaching, all these kind of things that we're doing right now, guys. I hope people are on here today asking, and I hope I am provoking or a lot of questions, a lot of what the heck's he talking about? First of all, he's talking too fast. I don't understand his accent. Well, that's because you need to hear this and you need to understand it. Ask questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. You guys got to ask a bunch of questions. It's only hard till you learn it.
Yep.
That's the name of my book. It's only hard till you learn it. All we got to do is figure it out. And if you want to figure it out on an accelerated pace, come take the personality profile assessment at this event. Learn how to communicate, because there's 4 types of personalities. And think about this. When you're trying to communicate, you're always trying to let people know your ideas, your solutions, what they need. You always want to get your point across. Well, if you're always trying to be right and get your point across, you're only going to be connecting with people, or right, or winning the sale, winning the conversation 25% of the time.
Yeah.
Think about that. So there's so many things that we can learn, and it truly is only hard till you learn it. And let me also just add this. When we talk about going from success to significance, every single person that we bring to this event, including Guy and ER, Rebecca, Kathy, have been very successful spiritually, mentally, personally, professionally, family. And there's also been struggles and losses. But success looks different to every single person, but significance, it is exactly the same to everyone else. It's when you can help other people be, do, and have more, and not just leave a legacy. It's about living your legacy. We're going to finish the rest of our year strong in October. We're about to get on the launching pad. So all these things that sometimes, even ER and Guy and myself and Rebecca and some of you guys on here that are high performers, high achievers, we get a little bit in a rut. We got to say, okay, let's go through the motions, but it's important to go through that motions for muscle memory, but it's also important to go through that motions at game speed. We talk about game speed, and you people are rewarded in public for what they've done in private for, hundreds and thousands of hours, a lot of times, for years. So this is what I'm just encouraging every single person here, after all that's been said, I can sum it up in one thing: invest in yourself. Daily, monthly, weekly. There's so many places out there, so many mentors that we can get from, but October is a super opportunity for first of all, you get to come to Texas, and you get to see all of us, and we have a lot of fun. But it's also a place to get it for such an affordable, economical. Man, we're not here to make money in this deal. I'm here to impact lives. That's significant to me. So, sorry, ER, you gave me a little bit of space, and I took a mile there, brother, right in the middle of your what you're going through the week.
No, I love it. And guys, I think this is the big point. Okay, there's only so much we can download from the screen when we're taking things in small chunks, an hour here,
Absolutely.
15 minutes there, 30 minutes there. There's a whole different thing that happens when we immerse ourselves, when we collectively come together, and when we fill ourselves up with all of that information that we can put directly into practice. I think that's what I get, Michael Ray, when you talk about that stuff. There's just so much gold you're laying out so quick, and I want people to pick it up and absorb it. And that's really what we want to have happen in October. Is you're going to come down to an event, you're going to meet an amazing group of people, you're going to fill yourself up with a ton of valuable knowledge, information, and skills, and you're going to be able to turn around and start applying those to make an impact in your life and in your business immediately, in some cases during the event. And I think that's what's going to be so powerful, because although I love seeing the same faces and familiar faces on all of our calls, and I know we talk about a lot of great stuff on each one of these calls, it's still just one element of a whole big basket of things that we're doing to pour into ourselves to take our business to the next level. So if you're not doing that, you're just joining us on these calls each and every week, you're missing out. And I don't want you to miss out. I want you to engage, jump in, as Rebecca said, and let's take our lives forward. That's really what this is all about. And that being said, going back to that plan and having a plan, the event should be part of your plan, and it should be on your plan and when it's going to happen, and you should be looking forward to it and working up to it. And the same thing, every time we make a weekly plan, Guy and I come back and we review that plan. How could we improve? It's no different than back in the day when Guy and I would watch our game film, right? You don't just watch who you're getting ready to compete against to prepare for the next game. You watch the game that you just played to see how you can improve and where you made mistakes that you can adjust for. And so I think that's something important for anybody who's never planned before. Make your plan. Just start trying it out and implementing it. And it's that relentless consistency that Edwin always talks about, where now that practice and that repetition, I'm going to start becoming great at making my plan and executing my plan and realizing that I got everything I wanted to get done. But you really have to implement some of this stuff. So business training, Kathy training, we don't really have things on Thursday. You're here with us on Friday with the founders. I mean, we're talking maybe getting together for 45 minutes or an hour collectively as a group. This is your chance to roundtable with us. This is your chance to bring your team members in with us. This is your chance to be supported by an entire team. You know, a lot of you feel like sometimes you're alone in business. No, you're not. You're part of the Elify Nation, and you can come collectively on these calls and get help and learn from other people. And that's really what being a part of this group is all about. Saturday, we do the Discover calls. I know we've had a lot of requests to make an evergreen version of this on a card that we could be sharing out. What is Elify? What is Shuffle? What is the affiliate program type of things? Know that that is coming. The whole goal with our Discover call was to be consistent on having something so that we could dial that evergreen video in. And I think we're really close to having that and making that available to everybody. That's going to be a game changer. If you've got guests that you've been inviting for some time who have not been able to make a Saturday call from time constraints or a prioritization or whatnot, you're going to be able to send it to them and they can watch it at their convenience in real time whenever they want to do that. So take an opportunity to do that or look into that or start exploring that. And in the meantime, invite people. You've got still, you know, about 24 hours to send out a few invites. And again, if you just make that part of your weekly habit, I'm going to take 15 minutes every day to send out 3 invites. You know, that's 5 minutes an invite, and you go out and you send it out. You'd be surprised at what happens when you actually start taking the actions, guys. I think that's the biggest thing more than anything else. And Guy, I know you've used the analogy before. Little bit crude. I love it. You know, do this in one hand and wish in the other and see which one you get. Like, the action is the key to everything, right? You got to take action if you want to get the result. Wishing and hoping and wanting and agreeing with what you've picked up, if you don't put it into action, you're going to miss out, guys. That's the key, right? I think we went back to that old Wayne Gretzky quote. You're going to miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Even if you're only good at making 25% of the shots, you might as well take 100 and you'll make 25 shots, guys. Like, that's the whole key. A lot of us are sitting here looking at the goal with the stick in our hand, afraid that we're going to miss. You know, like, start shooting. You're going to get better and you're going to dial it in over time. I promise you that. So with that being said,
Dana, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, Dana, I see your hands up. Go on ahead, unmute, and feel free to ask your question. Always
Dana.
on the call. Thanks for joining.
Good morning, everybody. Afternoon. My question is, I got on a little late. As far as the hotel for the event, as far as the hotel for the event, I know we need to be there Friday as early as 9 o'clock, but did y'all confirm the prices for the hotel, for the room bookings? That's one question. And and my other question is, how many hotels is it that you all are reserving? Or
we've got 2 options for hotels. We have the price. I don't want to say it till I have personally signed it. We've inked it. We haven't inked it, but we've got everything in play. It's going to be, you know, we've got a really good deal, super affordable, and we'll let you guys know. We'll also give you options around there, but I think that you guys are going to be really happy. Rebecca's done a lot of legwork, literally, and walking and visiting and seeing these things. And I've talked to a lot of the people that she's had to set up, and she's done a fantastic job. And we're going to ink that thing this afternoon, hopefully.
Okay, but one of those hotels out of the 2, one of those hotels will be one of the ones that the convention would be in.
Absolutely. We're going to do, and we were trying to get everybody in there, I think, Rebecca, in the same hotel, which is going to be tough to do, but that's, yes, sir.
Okay. Now my next question is, okay, the webinar on Saturday, when you do the Zoom link, is there any way that we can like put our shuffle link? Because I don't know where exactly, when you sign in, I don't know exactly where, who could get credit for the people that's coming on? You see what I'm saying?
Great question. Great point.
Yeah.
Can you hold 1 second? Hold on.
It sounds like he's feeding the lines.
Okay, now it's gone. Now, yeah, is it a way that somebody could like at least get our shuffle link? Like if we send it out to them, because if we send that out, it just shows them that they can get on the Zoom webinar, but it don't show like who sent it. And if you send it through social media, you really want to get your credit for
100%.
the people that's looking at it.
100%. Now you can always create another card yourself and add to that Zoom link. I think Rebecca's got some comments on this as well. And then as we work towards this evergreen version, obviously it will operate like all of your referral cards. So really what we're talking about is the gap between what we've got now and that evergreen sort of card that you can share out. It'll be tied directly to your referral link. In the meantime, I've always suggested if you're sending out your own card with the generic Zoom link on it, you're going to know when people are opening up that card, and you're going to want to make sure you're setting those follow-ups to follow up with them following that Saturday call so that you can make sure you're enrolling them in. Rebecca, did you have anything extra to add to that?
Yeah, so Danon, the way I made the card was so that you could take the invitation, clone the card, and when you clone it, I made the button so you can duplicate it. So what you can do is edit that original link and you can change the button. So you could put sign up now or whatever you want the title to be, and that can be your direct link to sign up. So one of the main things that they say on the call is get back with the person who invited you, but you definitely want to step up and reach out to that person after the call and say, hey, what'd you think? And build that relationship and get their vibe on it. So you should be able to clone the button. Sorry, that's the short answer.
Okay, that's what I was actually looking for, the cloning feature to be on there.
Yeah, let me show you real quick. I don't know if this came up. It's actually accessible from the Week at a Glance card that has been posted out, and we post every week. I'm going to share my screen one more time, but on that Week at a Glance card, what Rebecca's referring to everybody on this call, when you come down to Saturday, you'll actually see a button here. This is linking to its own Discover Shuffle invite card. I'm going to copy this and put it in the chat for everybody as well. But you can, this is the card that Rebecca's talking about cloning. You can clone this card. It's got all the information on here, join the Zoom call, etc. You could go in and, Rebecca, to your point, or here, any of these links, you could turn them into your trackable link to enroll into Shuffle. That way you get credit for that stuff in addition to joining the Zoom call. So you'll want to make sure you clone this card if you haven't already. It's a great way to be inviting people to the discovery call.
So, excuse me, where would I put my link at if that just goes to the actual Zoom?
So Rebecca just said, Dana, and she's made this link editable. You could either replicate it, like clone the button and add a second link, or just rewrite that one. But I would just make sure that obviously the Zoom information and password is up here as well, so that there's easy way to access the Zoom. But to Rebecca's point, another way to add a button for them to enroll post sort of Saturday's call.
Guy ER, just kind of go with me here. What I could do is create a searchable token for people to go get that.
Yep.
And put it in their library.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And we'll just call it Discover. And then we'll update that template when we have the Evergreen version. We'll just swap out the video. That'll make it the next step to getting to the Evergreen. Great question, Dana. Thank you.
I want to change direction.
Did you follow with that? What did you think?
What was that, Rebecca?
Sorry, I was just making sure. I was just making sure he understood what his next steps would be. Sorry, it's the trainer in me. I can't help it. Did you understand? I can't help it. Just want to make sure.
But I'll wait for you to do whatever it is you said you wanted to do to it.
Well, then
let's go ahead and put a token. We'll go ahead and put a searchable token on that, and we'll just call it Discover, and that way it will be
out when it's available.
Jim, I see you got your hand raised. Thanks for joining. Go ahead and ask, and then I sort of want to change direction just a little bit after your question, unless anybody else has questions.
Okay. Actually, I have a question for my office mate / business partner. Where are you, Bruce? Yeah, there's Bruce. Anyway, we're talking about the cards, and one thing he's trying to do is compare it with another CRM, basically CM portion of the card. There, instead of just my ball head. Here, help you guys out a little bit. Anyway, so he was wanting to know how customizable is the card to add more fields. Like, what was your question? He does different phone systems. He has his customer in there. He wants to be able to add, hey, I want this phone system here. He has this phone system. And then I'll wait for the next one.
Yeah, Jim, great questions. The first recommendation I would have is join Kathy on a Tuesday specifically for the shuffle digging in. That would be a great thing. But from a question standpoint, I'm just going to think about two areas real quick. The first, under the contact profile, using things like notes and tags will help you organize those contacts a bit better. So if you're talking a specific system, phone system, recording anything, you want everything to be under your contacts, guys. I always think about these 5 questions. Who are they? How do I know them? When have we interacted? What did we interact about? And when are we going to interact again? Jim, there's a whole section under each contact called additional data. And you can put in literally whatever data fields you want under each contact. So that's going to allow you to organize whatever information you want about that contact. In addition, I know we launched the Zapier. I was talking with Kathy earlier this week about doing some training on Zapier as well. I know there's some people on this call. I believe, Mike, you might be using the Zapier already for an integration, and you could link that up with other systems as well to push and pull data. So you might want to check out the Zapier integration there. The last thing as it revolves around data and data gathering is lead capture forms. And so we do have lead capture forms on the card. So whether you're manually entering in the data for each contact or whether you're having the viewer of the card enter in that data, consider using those campaign lead capture forms where you can actually dial in and ask what questions you want. So I know we've had people ask, like they do travel agency, right? What type of trip do you want to go on? Where do you want to sit? What experiences do you want to have? They'll build out a whole lead capture form or survey form on a card specific for that. So consider building a card specific to your survey so that when you have a customer you're gathering data from, you could actually send that card out to them and they could just fill it out on your behalf. So you've got 2 ways to essentially gather or input that data. I hope that helps, Jim, in some way. Without getting very technical or in the weeds on it, I would say we could spend a Q&A on a Tuesday taking a look at some of that in depth.
Yeah, the other one's a little bit more technical. He does VoIP phone systems.
Mm-hmm.
And ask him that question.
All right. Do you guys have any capability of setting up dial links that if you click on the link, to dial the contact through the desk phone system? I imagine you can do that on the cell phone, but do you have anything on the desktop that connect that way? I'm wondering if Zapier might have something like that.
And Jim, I didn't hear that as clear as I probably should have. But
Okay. Yeah, he turned the fan off. So maybe you can hear that a little bit. A lot of CRMs like Salesforce, they give you the ability to do a click to dial option. And it'll integrate with the phone system, like I represent a couple of others, Avaya, Free PBX, and a few others. But it can integrate with the phone system, and so you looking at a contact on the on your card, you click on the link, and the phone automatically goes off hook and calls your contact. Is that something that's capable on y'all's CRM yet?
So the answer is yes, and it depends. So if I'm on the native mobile apps, obviously it's already tied to my iOS for Android or my OS for either Android or iOS. And I can click on a number, I can click on an email, I can click to text, I can click for social, and it would launch that. Very similarly, Jim, it's on the desktop side. If it's set up on your computer to do those types of things, like if you already have your email provider set up on your computer and you click on the desktop version, it will launch the email to send the email to that contact. Similarly, I know users right now who are on their desktop that have like SMS set up on their desktops, and it will launch to do SMS. And I would assume the same could be done on the VoIP services. I don't use any of those services that you have mentioned, so I don't know how they're integrated on the desktop when it does get set up. but I imagine it could be triggered. Otherwise, to the comment you mentioned right before you re-asked the question, there may be a Zapier integration that actually links up with those phone systems like the FreePDX, et cetera, VoIP, pick Avaya, et cetera,
I've seen Zapier integration with things like Ring Central and other telephone services. I don't know if I've seen it for the products that I sell yet, but I can definitely.
I know they've got
look into
about 30. I think it's 36. I wanted to say it was like 36,000. It might only be 3,600, but different solutions that Zapier already integrates with. So I would check out that directory. One other thing I know, just sort of as the follow-up or caveat to that as well, and Guy may have been unmuting to do that. One of the things that we're working on development-wise, and I don't know how long it will take to develop this, but the key goal is you want to do everything through your Shuffle application because we want to be measuring activity. I mentioned 5 things when we talk about relationship. Who is this person? Meaning, what information do I have about him that builds the profile of that person? How do I know them? Like, were they referred to me? Did I lead capture them? Did somebody introduce me or refer me? When have we interacted? How many times have I interacted? Is this the first time I'm talking to this person, or do I talk to them every day? That helps. And then what have I interacted about, like the notes, the actions, the comments, etc. And then when am I going to interact again? The follow-up reminder or the creation of that full loop. So as long as I'm always interacting with somebody, I'm coming back in. And our goal ultimately is, if you're doing that through the Shuffle app, even if it's launching these third-party services like your VoIP phone system to make your calls from your desktop as you're going through, prospecting or interacting with customers, is it all gets logged or tracked as part of that. What interaction have I had with this person? Jim called them here. He texted them there. He was on Facebook there. He went to a coffee shop meeting there. That builds an entire dossier. And as Michael and Edwin trained to, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. It's about that trust process. And part of that's created as we are interacting with that person. So that will be the ultimate goal. Some of those features already exist within Shuffle. I'd play around with it or have Jim show you around in it and see if it will cover what you need right now. Other gaps will be filled in as we get that development done, where it goes through but accesses those third-party tools.
Okay.
I hope that answers the question in a roundabout way. I know it was a bit.
And it gives me a direction to look into. Thank you. That'd be cool if that can happen, because then you can introduce Shuffle to all those clients that are working with the phone system.
I agree. It could be a bolt-on, an add-on, an upsell, etc. And I would play around with it, Jim, just to see, log into your Shuffle on his computer where the VoIP is already set up, and click a phone number to test and see what it launches. I think a lot of those, it just may be triggered no different than when I click on an email on my desktop, it launches my email provider.
Good point. Thank you.
Yep. Rebecca, I see your hand up. Go ahead.
I just wanted to throw in there with what you guys are talking about, that the way the system is set up, when you select the functionality, like make a phone call, as long as you input the right kind of like 10-digit code to a phone, it can make the functionality happen based off the device. So if you're directing them to an email address, as long as you associate the right functionality with the right, what is the word I'm looking for, like the right phrase or the right number, it's going to create that functionality. For the most part, especially with a calling service, as long as you have the number and you tell the button or the picture to do the to dial a phone call, it will do that. Am I answering your question, or am I completely off base? Because
I think that's an action based on a card. So if you have your phone number on a card and they click on that phone number, it will launch their phone service. If you have your phone number set up, but it says text me, and it's set up using the functionality of the text, it will launch their SMS service. Same thing with email me, it will launch their email service. So that's a great thing for the viewer, but for the operator as well, we want it to trigger and launch things. So it can do it from both ends, everybody. I think that's important to realize. The viewer can do and launch things like set an appointment with me, call me, email me, text me. It's all based on the buttons that you're putting on your cards and how those buttons are dialed in, as Rebecca said, and then on the app itself and how you're managing your contacts and the functionality that exists there, and how you're able to follow up with your contacts, etc. Reach out to your contacts, go to their social, engage with them. And I think I sort of want to round out this this question with one little element that Michael Ray commented. He commented about the personality types, right? If you're this person who always needs to get their point across, that's only one of 4 quadrants. You're only going to hit about 25% of the people. This is a great thing that I know Kathy and I have talked about a lot, and it's trying to identify what is the preferred communication channel of the person I'm talking with. And I'm going to give you an example. I am a virtual texting, instant messaging person. That's where my personality type lies. But not everybody interacts through text message. Some people need a phone call. Some people need a Zoom meeting, etc. Think about identifying that for each of your prospects and then leaning into what their preferred method is, because you'll get deeper and better engagement. You know, hey, can we line up a call? Oh, yes, I'd love to have a phone call with you. You know, if that's their preferred communication channel, log that down in the notes for that contact. And when you go to do that follow-up or engagement with that contact, lean towards that preferred communication channel. You know, to put it specifically, there are groups of people that I only call, or that I only email, or that I only text message, because I know that's their preferred communication channel. So start leaning into what they want and what they need versus your default.
All right, there's a couple items I want to cover just real fast from the standpoint of, I know Michael has said, and we talk about it internally, that the field is going to direct the build on what's going to happen in Elify. And a lot of that, also conversations with Kathy on training, getting all these different videos up and available. Well, things are changing, right? ER talked about the operating system and how to do things through the operating system. You will see shortly the process of what we're trying to get is, we hope someday that we make it so your Shuffle app is on your very first home screen, and maybe the very first app. Because when you're doing things through Shuffle, if you call someone, if you send them an email, send them a text, IM them through Facebook Messenger, all those different types of things, you're going to start building that dossier like ER said. It's going to be tracked. So when we are talking about analytics and data and what gets measured, gets managed, we're working towards that to provide that to you. So when you go into your contact, you know every point of interaction. You know every note taken. The system's going to is going to start working in some intelligence to ask you if you want to do something with someone, set a follow-up. But I think a lot of that starts going back to coming to our event as well. You know, a side note, and I'll give you a quick little example of how I sort of work and when it started working. Is there were years ago, I remember the word accountability, I think, can be a positive or negative for a lot of people. It became very positive for me because I did something and I got in trouble by my mom, and she was disappointed. She wasn't mad, she was disappointed. And I took that as accountability just in everything I do. So from the standpoint of being someone, I do what I say, I'm going to be accountable to myself. I think that's what's so hard for a lot of people in business and day to day is you have a thought, you have you say something, but are you truly being accountable to yourself? And is it a positive or a negative? How are you going to take that? I hope you take it as a positive. We're trying to get people into a room at a conference where we want that accountability to be a positive statement or a positive word that, hey, this is what I'm working towards. And I know there's other people here working towards that. And I know there's other people in this room that are here to help me get there. And that's our whole thing. That's a whole thing with Elify, with Shuffle, with Mindset of a Champion. We're here to help and support you to say, you know, we go through a sprint planning at the beginning of the week and we get to the retrospective. Am I accountable for what happened the week before? If I wrote down on a piece of paper, you know, what I'm going to do this week, and then I look back at it on Friday and there's nothing checked off, do I say ho hum, throw it in the trash, or do I keep myself accountable and adjust it for next week and keep moving? So there's those types of things. a different change of direction a little bit, but to our application and understanding what's happening with Shuffle and understanding what's happening with Elify. I know, Kathy, you brought up a question to me, you sent me a text, and I think it's a perfect opportunity to talk about it, is know what's happening in Elify. Be accountable with what's happening in Elify. There's a question out there yesterday of, where am I going to be able to purchase these tap cards? And the very first few statements come in, say, you can't get it through Elify, I can't do that. It's coming. That's the thing. Those people are out of the know. Be in the know. Kathy's got hers right there. She had an opportunity yesterday. I'm probably sure she used it more than just at her networking event. And so those are the types of things to be in the know. Come to these Friday type things. Come to the event in Dallas in October, because there's going to be I tend to use emphasis words. There's going to be a hell of a lot of things available for you to know what's going to be happening moving forward with Elify. And we're just excited about that. But Kathy, if you want to unmute, bring yourself up and just give your experiences on how Tap by Elify has worked for you. And you can plug it if you'd like.
Oh, it was super fun. So I had a showcase at my networking event yesterday morning. So it was really fun to be able to talk about, how Elify is constantly bringing out new things. And I was able to show just not even decorated yet. Doesn't even have the logo or anything yet. It's just the plain white card. But it just was able to, when you tap it to your phone, there it goes, pops up the link. And worked on everybody's phone that we tapped it on. And yes, I actually had 2 networking events yesterday. So we showed it off again last night and got a lot of so it's going to be super fun once we get those out. Everybody's really excited to get those in their hands.
I love it. I mean, I think, guys, this is really what we want to step back and be thinking about. When Kathy says, they go, when you take people's breath away and you show them something that can benefit them, and guys, we've got a lot of tools, a lot of features, and a lot of functionalities within Shuffle and within all of the things, and that can take people's breath away, and I think one of the things that I've learned, and I think Michael Ray would reiterate, is you need to listen to what the person has for needs and ask those questions to identify what those problems are. Because when you present solutions that solve people's problems, it takes their breath away. They're sitting there overwhelmed. How am I going to solve this problem? I'm still dealing with this. This is manual. I do this, that, or the next thing. And when you provide relief, it's almost like, a weight lifted. Where has that been all my life, Kathy? I need that right now, And as an affiliate and as a member of Elify and the Elify Nation here, this is really what we want to encourage you to do. Help us show the world, and let's take their breath away. So I'm really excited for that tap card to come out. Rebecca, you got your hand up again. Feel free.
I just want to come back to one word that just keeps popping into my head, and it's opportunity. There is opportunity for growth when you have that moment of accountability, and you can look at that negative or positive, but you could look at it as an opportunity to level up, take that next step. I'm listening to Kathy talk about someone, like, people are going, oh my gosh, I need that. That right there is an opportunity. Yep. So many features and functions in the Shuffle app are providing those little opportunities for you and for the people that you love and you work with, and strangers that could use it for just about anything. So the word opportunity keeps popping up, and I just wanted y'all to look at it the way I was looking at it.
Yeah. I think that's part of a mentality that I know Guy and I have, which is this abundance mentality. There's so much opportunity around, guys, that we can all capitalize on. I see it all the time, and I sort of shake my head when I don't see people seizing opportunity. And then they come back and they're like, I'm just waiting, or I'm just looking, or I'm just wanting. And you're like, it's in front of you. Just jump in and start doing. Like, ultimately, at the end of the day, the doing is the shift, is the mental shift. You go from thinking about it, learning it, understanding it, to implementing it. And once you start doing, again, you might not be doing it perfectly right out of the gate because you just learned it. But consistency will pay off. You do a little bit more, you get a success, you see that it can be repeated and replicated and scaled. This is what this is all about, everybody. So if you're still struggling with some of those things, it's going to change after October, guys. Guy, with that being said, I don't know. We've been on for about an hour here. If there aren't any other questions for everybody, I know we've got to finish up some work on our end, and I want to encourage everybody to get to work on their end as well. Guy, you want to close this thing out?
Sure thing. And I'll ask Michael if he has anything to say. I mean, after listening to him every time, I'm like, where is the link to get signed up for this ticket? I've got mine, but I guess I can purchase more because I'm encouraged enough to show up in Dallas and see him and Edwin as well as everyone else again. But at the end of the week, what advancements did you make? That's just what it comes down to. If you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, in order to feed the mouths in your household, what did you get done this week? I'm more of a brass, cut to the point. A lot of times I say exactly what I mean and mean what I say. So it's a lot for a lot of people sometimes that there's what is it, the 36,000 plus hours in a day. There's
86,400 seconds.
But I wish there were that many hours. There's a lot to get done, but we're just excited with this small group here, looking to expand it even more. Like-minded people. The great thing about Elify is you get to choose who you want to work with. We're not here to convince anybody. It's your choice on what you want to do. If you want to be significant, that's something we're working towards, and we encourage other people to be a part of it. If it's not for you, we wish you luck. But with that, I'll send it to you, Michael. You can wrap it up and we can let everyone get to the rest of their Friday.
Hey, it's all been said, and I love the word accountability, opportunity, being able to really level up. So all those things that we're talking about, guys, is from success to significance. And ER said that aha moment people were having, I need that now. That will let me do what? Lower my pressure. It handles my business. So what will that do? It'll help you elevate your business and simplify your life.
Yeah.
We're going to get some work done in October, guys. This is going to be generational in nature for a lot of you. Your kids will be taking some of these things, some of these stories, some of the things that you're going to do, because your best music is still inside you. Our best is in front of us, not behind us. And I want to give somebody this week, somebody I don't need needs to hear this. When we look back and regret everything, that causes depression. You can't control that. It's done. Freaking forget it. All right? Help me out here. It's over. Learn from it and move on. You're going to win or learn. We lost that, so we learned something. You only look back for reflection. That's it. You look back, and then but if you look back and you're always failing, that creates just freaking depression. And if you're worried about next week, you're worried about how to pay the light bill, you're worried about what happens if this happens? What if the economy does this? What if it does this? What if my neighbor does this? What if the school district? You can't control any of that. When you look forward like that, that creates anxiety and fear. Okay? Fear, false evidence appearing real. Get your bus signed up. Get there in October. We can make a difference. Control what you can control. AMP. Attitude. That's what you can't control. We can control how we get up in the morning. We can control what we put in our body. We can control what we consume. We can control a lot of things. We can control how we respond to people. All right. And the last thing in this moment, that's the only thing we have right here. All right. So when I say play hard, have fun, and take the shot, always take the shot, because we got one goal around here. I'm going to tell you something right now. I've been seeing this, and it spurred today with, a family member. And I finally said, I'm tired of this. You got to get a little mentally tough. I'm sick of this. It's time. I would not bring this up to you if you're not strong enough to handle it. You're mentally tougher than that. You got to quit worrying about what if happens 3 months from now when you're doing something. And that was my 14-year-old daughter I said that to, and I said it just like that. So there's some things we need to hear, like Guy said, let's get up, let's take action, let's have fun. And when we get there, we're going to inspect what we expect. This is a standard that we're going to hold ourselves to. We're going to teach you a process, and we're going to teach you a way to get to where you are, to where you want to go. So we're going to give you the path. We're going to show you how to a big goal setting piece that we're going to have at this. Somebody mentioned that. It's phenomenal. It's a forecast, projection, and goal. It tells you how to define the gap, take the obstacles, turn them into the stepping stones to get to where you want to go. And you know what? It's not going to look as cool as it looks on the whiteboard either. There are going to be some big old potholes. They're going to be tough things, but you're going to have a community that's going to help you thrive. We're truly going to show you how to live a life by design. And I'm telling you, I drink the Kool-Aid. I'm in the middle of it. It's not something I did 20 years ago. This is something I practice now more than ever. So guys, I'm just sincerely grateful that you guys let me jump on here. I can't wait to see everybody in Dallas. I'm going to keep on keeping on. You guys, there's some links out there. If you have any troubles, reach out to myself, ER, Guy, Rebecca, Kathy. Anybody on our team is 100%, 110% in to help you guys. So I appreciate y'all. Have a good weekend.
That being said, everybody, I want to thank you guys for taking some time out of your Friday to join us. And hopefully this poured into you a little bit today. Finish up the day strong. We will see everybody on Saturday and again on Monday for sprint planning. Have an amazing weekend, everybody. Make it a great